चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः. So thank you, Dr. Navra, and thank you all of those who are still sitting. I'm sure you're very tired, listening to so much of information since morning. You're waiting for some break now. So I'm not going to make it very complex by too much information. Since morning we have heard various interventions with Rajasthan government, the Indian government, NIH. All of them are implementing to improve our national health outcome. Reducing infant mortality, trying to tide over the gap between the rural and urban population. So many interventions. Public-private partnerships so that somehow the so-called least important person maybe, he also gets the best possible health care. But we will see that the juice of discussion comes from generally investment or the profits or the modern technology. So generally discussions in such kind of forums is focused on economics based on healthcare. It is not actually a discussion only on healthcare. It is not a discussion of health. I want to share with you my experiences 2 weeks back. I am a pediatrician and director at Bhaktivedanta Hospital, Mumbai. And 2 weeks back, I get a call early in the morning saying one infant child has been admitted to a hospital. In the PICU, child is just 1 month old and child has been put on ventilator because on arrival, child's heart rate was very bad. There was practically no oxygen saturation. How many of your doctors here are nurses? Not many. So you will understand what I am talking. For others, I just say simply, the child was very critical. And then we investigate the whole thing. The X-ray is done, the septic profile, everything is done. Everything is normal. The child is absolutely normal from all standards. Child has slowly picked up. On ventilator, the child are doing well. So I wonder, what happened to the child? Why did the child go to this state of affair? How did the child become so critical? Then I start asking my registrar, what is the sex of the child? It's a female child. So I asked, are they from Rajasthan? Yes. Then I asked, how many other kids are there in the child family? Then the whole history comes out that it was a family, very meager income, first son born, after that 3 more daughters born, and this is the 4th daughter, in pursuit of having 1 more son. And I diagnosed the case as child epilepsy. Somebody tried to kill this child. The beautiful child, next day was off the ventilator. Even at 1 month, generally at 1 month child doesn't smile, but he was smiling. The child was smiling. Now how do we address such kind of health issues? They are not related to your MRI scans or CT scans or cath labs. They are something beyond regular so-called healthcare which we discuss. My friends, I want you to bring to a different level of health. The World Health Organization defines health as well-being at the level of physical being, mental, social, and since 2005 they have added a spiritual dimension to that. Yet, we are so unaware of these factors. Whenever we discuss healthcare, we just discuss about physical health. Now let us take as a case study nations which are completely dedicated to physical health. Let's take a leading nation, the United States of America. I was just there for 1 month, and my friend, he is working for healthcare industry. He gives solutions, cloud-based solutions to the healthcare industry. And he showed me, he took to his hospital. I said, what do you do? So he showed me, see, this ICU patient is coming out, he cannot be actually left alone. So they give him a simple band. So with the band he goes, and the doctor is monitoring him wherever he is going, his oxygen level, ECG, everything is being monitored, just by one band. Advancement. Then he showed me a machine. Patient sits there, and the doctor says, I want only white blood cells from this patient. So right there, on the chair, only white blood cells are taken out. All of the components go back to the same person. Amazing. How much we long to be like that. We really long to have a healthcare like that. But friends, let's look at America from a national health point of view. I'm going to share some statistics with all of you. Compared to 1960s, today's America is much more affluent, much more sophisticated. Oh, how much we long to have such roads, such luxury cars, the cell phones. Everything you talk, it's a luxury lifestyle, and an average American affords it, not that only selective. But compared to 1960, what is their national health statistics? Compared to 1960, the divorce rate has doubled. The teen suicides at teenage have tripled. Violent crimes have quadrupled. Prison population has quintupled. Babies having babies. That is, children having children, the teenagers having pregnancies has gone up 6 times. And people cohabiting, that means without marriage arrangement, that's why the divorce rate is only double. Because now there is no more marriage, no more divorce. That has gone up by 7 times. What is happening to the children there? Here is a small letter which I want to read to you. This is written by one child from New Orleans. He writes to the then President, Mr. Clinton. Dear Mr. Clinton, I want you to stop the killing in the city. People is there, this is child's grammar, so don't take it seriously. I think that somebody might kill me also. So would you please stop the people from deading? I am asking you nicely to stop it. Please do it. This was written by 9-year-old James Darby on April 29, 1994. On May 8, James was killed in a drive-by shooting by another teenager whose name was Joseph Moffett. Imagine, this is where we are heading to. What is the contribution? How much they have to spend just to stop drug addiction? Last year they have spent $100 billion on drug addiction. That's not, half of it is our national health budget. So, friends, I want you to bring to that conclusion that what is the missing prescription of healthcare? That is the spiritual aspect. When spirituality is part of our life, it is part of our textbooks, part of our healthcare, part of our policies, then automatically all these things will be taken care in a proper way. And therefore, the innovation which we did at Bhaktivedanta Hospital 15 years back is to start the Department of Spiritual Care, which is based on universal spiritual care. Because spiritual care means religion, that's what people think. But today, spirituality has to be integrated even with the within religion. There is no spirituality even within religion. So therefore, a universal holistic principle, that is what is required as an innovation, and we have done it. We have a department of spiritual care with 25 staff. The results are coming out very amazing. We have results on patients of depression, patients of post-angioplasty, patients of cancer and their relatives, and the end-of-life care. So this is the missing link in our healthcare discussions, and this is the innovation which I am talking, and I urge that the policymakers may take note of this. Thank you.